Good morning, this is Mrs. Farr, and I have prepared a short presentation about completing your course registration sheet for next year. This information is for students who are juniors, going to be seniors next year, so you'll notice that the registration form is for the 2015-16 school year. Please start by putting your name at the top. Please write your name legibly on here so we can read whose form it is. And then also note that the due date is February 2nd. That is next Monday, so that gives you a week to take the form home, look it over, and discuss it with a parent or guardian, and have it signed and brought back to school. So I'm going to start by talking about your course choices. The first thing is required courses. Now, for seniors, required courses consists only of English choices. So as long as you've got in the 3 math, science, and social studies classes that you need, 1.5 Phy-Ed, then the health and the personal planning. If you've taken care of all of those choices, the only thing that you'll be required to take during your senior year is an English class. You have several choices. Please note that some are 1-credit classes and some are half-credit classes. The other piece that I would like to point out is that some of the classes have the designation after it of UWGB. That means that these classes have the potential to be worth credit through UWGB if you complete the course successfully. So there's several to choose from. Please look at the course handbook if you have some questions about what those classes are. Now everything else is considered an elective. The first section is agriculture. Intro to Ag is a prerequisite for all of the agriculture classes. You'll see that one is listed first. Leadership is the only exception to that rule. So if you're interested in the leadership course and you've never taken another agriculture class, that's okay. That class is open to everybody. Now here's a note for those of you that might be interested in co-op. If you are interested in that opportunity for next year, co-op is when you are allowed to leave school early, go to work, and then earn some school credits for that. If you're interested in that opportunity, there's an extra application that you need to complete. So you'll need to come down to Student Services and get a copy of that application. Also, if you're choosing co-op, you will only choose 7 credits instead of 8. All right, moving on to art. Art and design is a prerequisite for all of the art courses. Digital imaging is a class that has the potential to be worth some credits through NWTC. So you see the NWTC designation there. Business Ed also has a class that is worth the NWTC credit and one that is worth the UWGB credit. A new course choice in business is the class called Publications. This is a yearbook course, so if you're interested in working on the yearbook, we are now offering it as a course. You'll earn 1 credit for that. Family and Consumer Ed is next. Just 2 things to mention. If you're interested in food service, Family Foods is a prerequisite. If you're interested in the Child Development and Tutoring class, Children and Families is a prerequisite. World Language, of course, if you're taking World Language, you're interested in that area, you need to take the courses in order. That's probably pretty obvious. Under Math, you need to make sure to take 3 math credits before you graduate. Students typically take Algebra 1 and then Geometry and then Algebra 2. Algebra 2 is a requirement for graduation, so we do need to make sure that we get you through Algebra 2. Music, you have several choices there. Under Phy-Ed, if you took a Phy-Ed class during your junior year, you do not have to take another one. But if you're interested in Phy-Ed and want to get in another course, you do have that option. You just can't take a class that you've already taken. So, for example, if you took Fit for Life during your junior year, you can be done with your Phy-Ed. However, if you choose to take another course, then that needs to be individual and team sports. Moving on to science. We have several new choices for next year. So if you like science, you want to take some more science, we have some AP classes that are new. And we also have an organic chemistry class for a half credit that is new. So Most of these science classes have some prerequisites. That's what these little stars are for. So you would want to see the course handbook to make sure that you're getting in the proper prerequisites before taking any of those courses. Social studies, we have a new course, AP Psychology. That's a 1-credit class. And finally, under Tech Ed, if you are taking Tech Ed classes, you probably realize that you need to take all 3 of the level 1 courses before you can move on to any of the level 2 courses. We do have 2 classes that are considered non-level courses. Home ownership is one of those. So if you've never taken a Tech Ed class but wanted to learn more about home ownership, that is an option for you. That is a 1-credit class. We also have the NWTC Metals class, which is a non-level course. And finally, the seminar class. If you're looking for more information on that class, you can read more in the course description handbooklet. All right, so looking at those boxes, there's 3 of them. The first one asks for, excuse me, I think I went too far. Well, the first one asks for alternate course choices. You have 2 boxes on your form, I'm sorry. The first box asks for alternate course choices. You need to pick 3 alternates. This is just in case we can't get you one of the 8 credits that you picked as your first choices. And finally, we need some signatures, your signature and a parent signature. This tells us that you've taken the form home, that you've discussed it with your parent or guardian, and you're signing off on it because you've made your final selections. So after you've done that, you'll need to bring it back to school and bring it back to your homeroom teacher by Monday, February 2nd. Your teacher will be looking it over, making sure that everybody turns one in. And then during the week of February 2nd, we will get you into PowerSchool and you will enter your course selections online into PowerSchool. So if you have some questions, you may want to start by talking to your homeroom teacher. Otherwise, certainly you can direct your questions to me or Mr. Brown. We're happy to help you. And hopefully this was helpful to you. And again, if you have some questions, please let us know. Thank you.